the first treatment for HHN 2027.
They got a thing called Ogre Corn. We got some new Horror Unleashed merchandise. Twister merch inside Universal Studios.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. Murdy's been tweeting out all sorts of stuff. We have construction updates on both coasts. We got Horror Unleashed updates. There's so much to go over in this update, but on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights Shirt of the Day. We're gonna go back to the Dark Ages, the Walking Dead era. So for Halloween Horror Nights 2013, we had the Walking Dead that year. So we have the shirt, and then they also have the hat. It says Zombie Nation with like an eyeball and some barbed wire. It says Halloween Horror Nights 2013 on the side. Such bizarre times for HHN. But on that note, enjoy the commercial.
Face the Walking Dead at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in.
All right, we're heading in, going underneath the archway. Got the palm trees there. Over here by the bathrooms, I've never looked to see what these pressed pennies were. So you got one for Back to the Future, one for Jaws and Amity. You still have a Twister penny. You can pick up Twister merch inside Universal Studios, and then Together We Shine with ET. So they're $1 each. You can pick them up here.
You're back!
I'm back! Anything interesting happening today in your life?
I'm going to the year 1612,
Okay.
but I have to hide the car.
So as you know, this tribute store has been closed.
They did kind of announce a bunch of stuff coming. So there's gonna be a new thing for the Steven Spielberg film, and then also a thing for Jaws. So I wonder if that's gonna be here. So Universal sent out a statement, all new limited time movie inspired experiences from an exhibit celebrating one of the most legendary filmmakers in history to snap-worthy photo ops inspired by everyone's favorite town of Amity. Guests can enjoy a fun collection of new movie-themed experiences that are only available for the summer season, including the Spielberg Summer Blockbuster featuring Disclosure Day limited time exhibit. Guests can explore a collection of props and behind-the-scenes scenes, stories commemorating some of the most iconic movies from the legendary filmmaker Steven Spielberg. Then there's also going to be the new Jaws-inspired experience. Guests can celebrate their fandom for Universal Pictures' blockbuster classic Jaws with an interactive experience that includes a series of photo ops highlighting iconic elements and settings from the film, along with specialty bites and drinks. Guests can also shop a new park exclusive merchandise collection that includes limited release apparel, accessories, and more. So it sounds like we're getting like a Spielberg sort of tribute store.
So if you need the carousel, they have all the shirts here. They have Jack and Oddfellow and the carousel. It's all been restocked inside Five and Dime, and we'll go check over at Islands in a little bit, but it's all been restocked. All right, let's pop in the Brown Derby, see what's going on. Let's see if there's anything interesting. We got some sweet and salty chocolate, some Captain Cacao. Oh, they got some Funko Pops of Dolores now. They've sold through most of the Mardi Gras merch, and they have, you know, some How to Train Your Dragon stuff. And if you need flip-flops, they got plenty of flip-flops here for you. They got so many little Barons left. They got a bucket full of Barons.
Okay, so Murdy's been tweeting out so much about 2027. Let's go over that real quick.
There's John Murdy right there. John!
So John tweeted out this: countless hours of research, 1,073 images pulled, and way too many websites visited. Articles read: the first treatment for HHN 2027 at Universal Studios Hollywood is complete. The final count is 187 pages. Yikes. Back to multitasking between 2026 and 2027. How much similarly will Hollywood and Orlando have this year? About the same as previously, or should we expect even more differences? John says, we always share some properties, though there are differences coast to coast. In that way, it's probably similar to the past. This has to be a big deal to make you work on treatments for this year and next year at the same time. IP original, John says, the event has become so big and so complicated, it just needs more development time now. John, how do you balance long-term concept development for future HHN years while still keeping the current year fresh? original, free from creative overlap or burnout. John says, lots of Diet Coke. This has to be the biggest treatment you've ever written for a singular house. No? Generally excited to see how this pans out. John says, I think so. It has a large index. I'm surprised there's never been a house for Gremlins. Unless I'm mistaken. John says, no, there hasn't been one. Same challenges as Chucky. Has to be all animated figures or puppets. We figured out Chucky, so you never know. What's another thing you had to research for this treatment? John says, the specific pronunciation of words, especially for a type of song that is no longer sung, and there are almost no recording of what it sounded like. Just a general question. If you've already written something for 2027, whether IP or original, does this mean you already have secured the permission for this property? It's been approved? If so, how many months in advance do you and the legal team meet to approve this? John said, started back in late January. Any updates on the music IP this year? Because I'm dying to know what it is. Is it Ice Nine Kills? Is it Ozzy? Is it Ghost? John says, everyone just has to be patient till things get officially announced. Do you know when you will have the panel for HHN and Midsummer Scream? I want to go to Midsummer Scream this year. John says, I always close it out on Sunday. Then they're asking John about this year. Have you started working on the audio mixing yet? John says, not the on-site mixing, but the audio software has been in production for a couple of months. John, will Mummy have a live actor outside the facade, like with Jason Universe? John says, nope, not for that one. And then John did tweet out this, RIP to my longtime friend, Al Underwood. We came up together as tour guides. We look like we were in the cast of Friends in that pic. Spent a lot of crazy nights in the Frolic Room and remained friends for over 30 years. I miss that mustache and the man behind it. He was one of the best tour guides at Universal Studios Hollywood. This is a real tragic loss.
Something's happening, something's going on. There's a new cord, there's a white cable. I don't remember that. It's going down. It's following the building. You can see it peeking through the bushes. I see it going right there. I guess it's connecting to the box or it's going underground. We got something new. We're coming over to Swamp Snacks. They got a thing called Ogre Corn, a Green Ranch seasoning straight from the swamp. We're gonna get Donkey's triple chocolate waffle. Do have the green popcorn right here. You can see all the green popcorn. Ugh.
Okay, so we got the Donkey's triple chocolate waffle. So it's gonna be a Liege waffle, chocolate sauce, chocolate whipped cream with cookie crumbles on top. Now I did ask Donkey beforehand if it was safe to eat because it looked a little interesting.
So I bought your waffle, Donkey.
Oh!
I just want to make sure before I consume it, this is chocolate on top, right? Because Fiona,
yes,
that looks...
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I can promise you that. What you're thinking of was the mud puddle.
Yes.
Added a little bit of a chef's pick to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this I can assure
It's safe to
you.
consume. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. I stand by that.
Oh, it's like a hot fudge sundae on a waffle. I'm gonna do 8.5 on it. It has the potential to be a 10 out of 10 if the waffle was warm. It was just like a kind of a pre-cooked waffle, had that great kind of you know, the sugar crystals inside with the wonderful like hot chocolate kind of whipped cream fudge like on top.
We got construction walls. Ring bell for service.
King Harold calls me the sweetest voice in the swamp!
All right, so speaking about Shrek and DreamWorks, there's some new aerial images of how the Frisco, Texas park looks.
Hermano, hey, look at you. You never look better.
Thank you.
You never look better.
You look as good as you always do,
I know, right?
and it's always awesome.
Yeah, not everybody can pull this off.
No,
Not everybody,
no,
sure.
it's just you. It's
Sure,
just you.
yeah, it's just-
Only you.
This is fine. It's just, you know, you're blocking.
Close in a couple days. We got to go over a couple more of the little displays. So we've slowly been going through all the displays up until it closes. So we're going to go over these two displays today. This little display is all about the man, the myth, the legend, Alfred Hitchcock. So Alfred was born in 1899. He lived until 1980. Nicknamed the Master of Suspense, Sir Alfred Hitchcock created some of the most thrilling films during his career at Universal. Psycho in 1960 featured so many twists and turns that audiences were forbidden from being admitted after the beginning of the film. Hitchcock followed the phenomenal success of Psycho with The Birds in 1963, which pitted nature against humanity. So the cool thing about Psycho is, again, they were kind of talking about, you know, how you had to enter in by the beginning. Films, you could just kind of enter in and it was just a constant replay. So you could just sit there and eventually it would catch up. But because of how this film was created, you had to be there. You had to get there for the start time to see the film from beginning to end. Always make the audience suffer as much as possible. Alfred Hitchcock. When making Psycho, Hitchcock decided to shoot the thriller in black and white. When photographed, the fake red blood used for the infamous shower scene appeared gray. So they decided to use thicker substance that would photograph properly, which was chocolate syrup. The climactic scene where Tippy is ravaged by the bird in 1963 took 7 days to shoot. The birds were attached to her clothes by long nylon threads so they could not get away. Hedren had been quoted as saying, "It was the worst week of my life." The physical and emotional toll of the film, this scene affected her so much that production was shut down for a week afterwards. Over here we're going to talk about the Munsters. So from 1964 until 1966, the Munsters was developed for Universal Television by Alan Burns and Chris Hayward. The show premiered on September 24th, 1964 and was nominated for a Golden Globe as Best TV Show in 1965 and has been in syndication somewhere in the world ever since. The Munsters makeup was designed under the guidance of Bud Westmore, the first family of fright. The Munsters live at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Herman is the father and head of the family, with Lily, his vampiric wife, their wolfish son Eddie, her normal niece Marilyn, and her father Grandpa. Eddie has a pet dragon named Spot. Grandpa has a pet bat named Igor. Lily also has an uncle named Gilbert, the creature from the Black Lagoon. And I might as well tell you the truth. I love old Herman Munster much as I try not to. I can't stop liking that fellow. Then we're going to come down here. For It Came from Outer Space from 1953, the Universal Makeup Department submitted 2 alien designs for consideration by the studio executives. The design that was rejected was saved, then later used as the mutant in Universal's This Island Earth from 1955.
We're heading into Springfield. You know, we gotta stop by the Sprung tents, see if there's any action happening.
You cannot see inside this door. That's normally open. This door, you can't see inside. The mecha truck is blocking it. This way, you can normally see what's going on. There's a big truck there. But you know what is open? The trucks universe. You thought you could stop our view of updates back here. No, no, no. We're showing you what's inside the back of the truck. What hidden things, hidden secrets are back there.
See, like in the preseason, HHN Hollywood has like the better updates because you can see everything. Our field reporter did get us some images from out there. This is how the heavily rumored killer clowns from outer space section looks right now.
Show Superstore, the interior of a mansion in Bel Air or Bel Air. That's how versatile these sound signals are. All you need is the right people and the right area, the right people, the right imagination, and you truly can create anything you want to inside of it. Got some more sound stages over here on your right hand side. Inside of here, we filmed the television show Hacks, the Emmy Award-winning television show Hacks. This is also where we've been filming a new spin-off of The Office.
And then there's also the Jurassic World extended queue area.
The front lot and the back lot. Did we drop something? Are we good? Yes, looks like we got it. All right. So the front lot and the back lot. The front lot has a lot going on. Over down in that direction, we have our sound department. We have our editing teams. We're first going to talk about sound stages because we're kind of surrounded by it. Also, we're really filming it.
And then there's also this other little shot, which you can see some construction happening. And then we can also see the Fast and Furious coaster.
All right, so we're over here at the Streetcar Snacks. There's a new burger.
We got the Chinese hamburger. It's gonna be a fragrant braised pork with a flaky bun. It smells like a Sloppy Joe meets a pulled pork sandwich. That is the first 10 out of 10 in a while.
It's a must.
Tender, juicy, flavorful meat in there. I'm so stuffed. Split that between two people, you'll be good to go.
They still have the giant tower of scrim up. Pop into Louis. Looks like the construction walls are down. See what they even changed in here. So they moved the construction walls back a little bit. Did they just do some tile work? There's not too much of a difference. All right, nothing new at Boris's office. Same old, same old.
Let's see how the Finnegan's construction is doing. It's still just bare bones in there. Again, it's gonna be open at the end of the year, they said. But they got a long way to go until Finnegan's is ready to reopen.
So the rumor with Finnegan's is potentially what could be happening is this little Christmas shop. They knock down the Christmas shop and they kind of extend and bring the kitchen into this back area to give more seating and bar area room for Finnegan's. We'll have to wait and see. Let's pop into Sahara Trader, see if there's anything that's new. Now this one's really cool. Look at this mummy like unraveling. Lee Cronin, if you want to know what a mummy looks like, it looks like this, buddy. Let's go see how the Fast and Furious coaster is looking from this angle.
Okay, so the work walls are still up. These all have to come down by May 23rd. This all has to be taken down so the parade floats can come through. So that's why they're kind of redoing all the concrete and everything, because May 23rd is kind of the relaunch of all the summer activities. It is like 1 o'clock now, the sun is out, it's beaming. It feels like Vegas. You know, speaking about Vegas, let's talk about Horror Unleashed. So Horror Unleashed tweeted out this. They said, just announced food, film, Frights is coming this May. Join us for a surprise horror movie screening, a themed 4-course prefix dinner, limited time cocktails, and more. Select Saturday and Sunday nights in May. Book here. So you book there and it lets you book. And we have no info about what's actually being offered. We do have the photos. It looks like there's some sort of cocktails and some macaroons with Jack on it, a croissant with cheese and Brussels sprouts, some little piggy wings, some sort of milkshake cocktail in the back, and then some popcorn that says camp snacks. So there's no official menu and we're almost halfway through May now. If anybody goes, let me know what's even offered there, because there's nothing on the website. I couldn't find anything. And then Horror Unleashed also posted this. They said, introducing Death by Sunset from Liquid Death. Get it before it's gone at Universal Horror Unleashed. So I wonder if there's a special Liquid Death flavoring. But also it looked like they're having different media people tour Horror Unleashed. So they had Jack and Chance on one of the tour buses.
Hey, are your pants made of a twister mat?
What, you wanna play? They're always saying, right hand red, left hand blue. I think right foot, your face. Stomp you out like a good old fashioned buck.
So we have that for the month of May. We're gonna have this like weird dining offering thing again, and then like a kind of a cool offering coming during the summertime.
All right, so in the main gift shop, they've just brought over everything pretty much from the Texas park. But $30, they're gonna have the Puss in Boots little kid shirt. Then on the back, it'll say Wanted Puss in Boots, $500 reward. $30, Wanted Puss in Boots, $500 reward, warning, charming, and disarming. Then you got the P right there. And then $25, they're gonna have a Puss in Boots mug. And then $30 for this hat. I actually really like this hat. It is a patch though. I thought it was stitched in. It's just a patch. I don't like the patches because they just like come off. But on the back, it says Puss in Boots. $30 for the short sleeve shirt, Wanted Puss in Boots. He's done his little P right there. Then the front, you'll have the P right there. Nice and simple design. I like that shirt. $30, you have this little Puss in Boots hat. And then he's got his own little hat, which is cool. $25 for the Puss in Boots water bottle. And then $18 for the little Puss in Boots plush. $25 is a little pirate shoulder plush SpongeBob, so you can just chill on your shoulder. There's a little magnet inside of him with a plate. Then there's also a little minion. Looks like he's getting ready for prom night. $25 for the Perched Henry Minion plush. We're over here at the All Hallows Lost Emporium. They really want you to know the psychic reading is back here. The henna tattoos are back here. More psychic reading is back here. Henna tattoos are back here. The old spot used to be right across from All Hallows Boutique, right before you go into the Wizarding World. A lot of traffic going by, but I think because they kind of got shoved back here, there's really not a lot of business for the henna tattoos or the psychic reading. So they're trying to promote it, but I don't think it's going to perform very well back here in this location. And they've also restocked on all the carousels here. $15, we got some new Horror Unleashed merchandise. You have Dracula with a chain with the Wolfman. And then over here, we have a little Chucky keychain. So you're looking at $15 for the little Chucky keychain. Over here, henna tattoos. Sign over there, henna tattoos. Sign over here, henna tattoos and psychic reading. If you come in here to the gift shop in Islands, they got some new Jaws treats right over there. They got some new little treats. They got a chocolate strawberry trifle cake. Like Bruce is peeling in the sun. But then we got some new little macarons. They're gonna have a strawberry cheesecake one, a salted caramel, red velvet, s'mores, or a tiramisu one. Then down here, there's a blueberry apple. The Bruce popping out of the water. The Starbucks did finally reopen here at Islands of Adventure. Let's just see how the new refurb looks. They added this to the wall. Over here they got the juices, the waters. Then they have just the exact same Discovery series of the mugs. Then they also have the little ornament versions. Got Blue, the Lighthouse, Velocicoaster, Volcano Bay, Rip Ride Rocket. So I'm hoping when the Fast and Furious coaster comes back, they redo the whole series and modernize it. It's a little more open. They painted it kind of a dark blue and gray. And then over here is when you'll do the pickup. And then on this wall, they have some more artwork where you pick up your napkins and straws and stuff like that. They also have a mobile order inside the Islands one. So you just mobile order and then you pick it up right there. We're gonna pop into the Backwater Bar, see if they have the annual pass holder cocktail.
It's here. They have it. So it's gonna be the Firefly Peach Moonshine. Peach Moonshine bitters, peach puree with lemon juice and some soda.
This thing's really good, but I was just looking up and like, look at that fan. Look how ornate that is. Like the metal pieces go all the way up.
I drink. Imagine like a giant, thick with 2 C's peach gummy. 8 out of 10. I was gonna go walk over to Jurassic. It's too toasty out. So let's just do the rundown about the different changes. So the Lost Continent at Universal's Islands of Adventure, in the coming months, venues and experiences within Lost Continent will permanently close in phases to make way for a new themed area. This will include the closure of Mythos Restaurant in 2027. Also, Thunder Falls Terrace at Universal Islands of Adventure will close this summer and transform into an all-new dining concept that will become the signature full-service restaurant in Islands of Adventure. The rethemed dining location will debut in 2027. So we're losing Mythos as the sit-down, but we're going to be gaining Thunder Falls Jurassic Restaurant.
Bad news if you're a fan of the City Walk Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Fat Ones is taking over, Joey Fatone's hot dog company. I will say this, hot dogs are incredible and they're really good.
So they said Fat Ones, hot dogs and Italian ice at Universal City Walk, founded by NSYNC's member Joey Fatone and his manager John. Fat Ones hot dogs and Italian ice is coming to Universal City Walk, featuring a variety of creative, flavor-packed hot dogs, Italian ices, and more for guests to enjoy. It will take the place of Hot Dog Hall of Fame, which will close in July to make way for the new venue.
We just popped into the Great Movie Escape, the Universal Escape Room. See if there's anything new. They used to have special Great Movie Escape merchandise, but it's all gone now. Then over here, they used to have like a bar with all these different specialty drinks, but I guess the bar has been cut because there's nothing open. I don't think it's been used in a while. So tomorrow, or when you guys are watching this, May 8th is when the Retro Nights opens, the Coconut Club. You can see a little bit of what's going on inside from right there.
That neon up there above the bar,
Universal did send this out to pass members. They said neon lights, retro beats, throwback vibes. Pass holders are invited to be among the first to experience the 80s and 90s vibe in the Retro Nights, featuring the retro-inspired atmosphere at the Red Coconut Club. This is going to happen on May 8th from 5 till 6 p.m. Time machine parking will be available on a first-come, first-served basis.
There's also truss work with new lights installed. See if there's any new construction updates with the Whopper Bar. Still says the Whopper Bar, but Five Guys will be replacing it.
Massive updates when it comes to the Fast and Furious coaster. So much has happened in a week. Look at all this. You're gonna come over here and the supports for the coaster track are appearing. They're popping up. This is all gonna move so quick when they start putting the supports up, then the track, and before you know it, the entire coaster will be up. The skyline of Universal Studios will look drastically different. We're still kind of at a holding pattern for the Hollywood coaster. They're having some issues. I'm gonna guess maybe a June or July opening, definitely not happening in May. Okay guys, we're back in the office. Hope you enjoyed our little Halloween Hornets 2026 update. So our next video will be kind of documenting, I want to film the entire kind of horror and makeup show before it switches over. So it's there. So we have a couple more displays to cover, and then also like the entire show. And then also the retro bar that's popping up at the Red Coconut Club. So there's a lot of stuff happening this week. So on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button, join the family.
We love the family.
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Hornets and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon.
Hey, are your pants made of a tutorade?
What, you wanna play?